Welcome to my kingdom, traveler. I know you feel very cold. After all, the temperature here is never particularly kind. Unlike the people of this land, we always welcome foreigners and look forward to hearing their stories. Before we get on to why you're here, though, I think you needed to warm up somehow. That heavy coat of yours must be filled with snow and soaked in rapidly freezing water by now. I'll have a servant fix it properly. You also need something to warm you up, don't you? Of course. Follow me, please. You'll be given some hot soup to get thirst, hunger, and cold out of your body all at once. Oh, and some warm clothes too, after your bath. Well, we like to think of everything that you may need. The road to get here is a very inhospitable one, as you know. I hope you haven't experienced anything traumatic. Even wild animals should be hibernating now. But did you run into any saber-toothed tigers? We have a particularly aggressive version here in the perennial snowlands. Thank goodness. You should never come alone, though. It's very dangerous, as I hope you understand now. Will you allow me to give you an escort for local scouts? I want every traveler that braves the roads to come here to be safe. I wish I had known of your arrival. I would have sent someone to pick you up. I'm really sorry about that, but the next time you come here, if you come at all, that is, please let me know in advance. Oh? Yes, of course. I don't know the purpose of your visit yet, but I figured that could wait until after your bath. Is it that important? More than making you comfortable first? Okay, then I thought so, after all. Now, take your time, have a nice hot bath, and then we'll talk. Welcome back. Did you enjoy the warmth of the water? You feel much better now, don't you? Excellent. Now, here's your hot soup. It's not exactly a royal meal, but it will warm you up for sure. That's what matters right now. Please, have a seat with me at the table. Now I can tell you, if you had to come a couple of minutes later, the cold would have probably killed you. That's why I'm glad you made it here, and why I was so concerned with getting you comfortable. Even though I'm known as the Ice Queen, I'm not actually a cold-hearted person. It's mostly because of the land I rule. Just look out the window. Snow and ice as far as the eye can see. I suppose it's an appropriate name for me, though sometimes I'm afraid people could get confused between me and my sister. Oh, I think you heard of her. She's known as the Snow Queen. See, very similar names, aren't they? Too bad being associated with her sometimes brings up, let's say it just doesn't really make me look good. Oh, pardon me, I trolled off and I was asking you why you braved the perils of the Icelands to get to my capital. Let's be realistic. Nobody comes here just to admire the local wonders and take a stroll in our frozen fountain garden. You must have some special reason for coming here. And to be honest, I'd really like to know what it is. Oh, I also have some tea for you here. Drink it if you feel thirsty. All right. I see. Oh, I, well, wow, I'm sorry. I didn't know that she had gone so crazy. I apologize on her behalf for all the suffering she might have caused to you and your people. And for some reason, I know she did something really bad. You see, she and I used to fight. We had and still have disputes on territory, inheritance. I gave her all her rightful belongings, but she seems so insatiable. Every time we meet, she seems to hold a grudge of some kind against me. I tried to get her to work together with me, but it seems like she just hates me. I can't really explain it. It just feels that way. She has done terrible things in the past, just because she wanted more. Her greed pushed her out of the Icelands and into your own country, raiding and pillaging the countryside. But even though she has done so much, even though she's caused so much suffering, she's still my sister. That's why I still try to reach out to her sometimes. And yet, she always pushes me back. Like she doesn't want me at all. And the worst thing is that I don't even know what got her so upset with me. I mean, I know she wasn't happy about one episode, but that was 5 years ago. I even said I was sorry, and I'm still sorry, but she doesn't seem to care at all. And now, she's completely out of control. She has refused all my ambassador's access. She doesn't answer my letters. She's a cold, starry-eyed javelin that pierces all my concern about her. I am really worried about her, but I also know that she needs to be stopped too. With that said, I understand why you are distressed about her. But what good can come out of your visit here? Oh, I don't know if you should do that. I would actually strongly discourage it. You wouldn't even make it to her castle. She would have you killed on the spot. You can't just go talk to her, I'm afraid. What makes you think she would put you down immediately? No, I'm sorry to hear that. So, that is the essence of your mission. You hope to put a stop to our invasion by marrying her. Because that seems to be what she wants from you. I am always truly heartbroken by the fact that love has to be sacrificed to the ever-hungry monster of politics. The happiness of so many crushed by a single action. But it's still honorable if it saves the lives of your people. You will be a hero. Although sacrifice your happiness will be something you regret every day. Perhaps eventually you will get over it. I'm sure about that. Wait, there's something strange about what you said, though. I know the similarities between my realm and theirs can be quite confusing to foreigners, to the point where it's nigh impossible to distinguish. But you're here while you clearly shouldn't be. If you're supposed to marry her, then why come here? If you're after all an official state business, why have you come here alone? And why here of all places? You should have understood about halfway to my castle that this was the wrong way. Please, tell me. I'm starting to get really worried about you. Are you sure you haven't got a fever? You... Oh no, that's not... Let me get this straight, please. You don't want to actually marry her, but you know you would have been forced to in your land. You couldn't stay there, or you would have been caught and forced to go to her. So you ran away, knowing exactly where you wanted to go. You wanted to come here, so I could protect you. But dear, what could I possibly do for you? I can't really protect you from her army, especially not once they discover you're here. I don't doubt that if you're really what she wants, she wouldn't hesitate to send all of her soldiers here. And I am weaker than she is. I am sorry, really, but there is very little I can do for you. No, please, don't be so sad. I'm sure if I can somewhat talk to her, I can persuade her to stop hunting you down. No, I wish I could at least. My only option is to keep you hidden and hope she won't notice, but what if she does find out? I could only protect you for so long. Her army is stronger than my own, and I wonder if my people would actually fight to protect a single person they have never had anything to do with. I can only push them so far. I'm sorry. I want to help you. I want to protect you. But even with my whole kingdom at my command, what can I possibly do? Pardon? What other solution are you thinking about? I can't see any. Well, no. Maybe there is something I can do, but it would come at the price of making you unhappy all the same. I could save you from an unhappy marriage by marrying you myself. I know you don't love me. You have never met me before even. But please, think of this. She is possessive, cruel, and has clearly gone overboard with her greed. I wouldn't tie you down if you didn't want me to. I will simply have you marry me so that even if she demands to get you, she won't be able to. You can't simply undo a royal marriage with impunity. She would face some sort of opposition from her people who care about justice. Only one of the royal consorts can undo such a marriage, and if she forcefully took you away from me, she would face a lot of angry protests. That's why I'm telling you, we could do this. But if I really must say everything, there is another reason too. You see, we have already met in the past. Don't you remember me from the time when we were children? Our families used to meet a lot of times, and we used to play together all day. You, my sister, and me. That must be when she fell for you. I assure you that our feelings were just pure love then. And maybe they still are now. I didn't want to perturb you, but it's true that I have dreamed of meeting you again. I promise to you, my love. Oh, please, don't be alarmed by my use of the word love. I promise you that I will do everything in my power to protect you. If you accept my love, I will give you all the affection my soul and this cold land can give you. Inside our houses, our hearts beat strong and loving. I am a warm queen, ruling a land of ice. And my sister used to be like that too. But I suspect that her land has turned her heart into a sharp icicle incapable of forgiveness. Oh, of course I do. I have a lot of things to be forgiven for. But as I already said, I apologized a long time ago about all that. It should be all in the past. Yet, it's not like that for her. You know, sometimes I miss my sister. I miss the time when we used to share toys and adventures, when we went together to the sauna, when we used to have everything in common. It's sad that we become like this, worse than strangers. But that's not important right now. What matters is that we need to understand whether or not you're prepared for my plan. And if you want to enact it, you don't need to decide right now, of course. You just have to say the word if you want to. And even if you don't want to marry me, I'll accept it. The important thing is for you to be safe and happy, dear. Whatever the takes, I'll do my best to help you. Okay, you can have all the time you need. Come with me then. I'll show you your room. I made sure to get one prepared while you were bathing. And now it's time to see if it's to your liking. So, what do you think? Thank you. You're the one with a good taste. Well then, I will keep your presence a secret until you decide. Of course, if you decide not to marry me, I'll have to think of another plan to help you. But until then, I think you should rest. Find some comfort here, and I'll one day, if you allow me, give you the comfort of my embrace. Don't forget that. I love you.